All right, good afternoon. This is Teacher Josh, and I am here today for afternoon lesson with the green class. And I have Erica here with me, so it's so good to see you. Thank you for coming in. And I'm going to go ahead and just talk a minute about what's going on. Okay, so we are about to go all virtual, which means everybody is going to be working from home. Tomorrow's our last day to have in-person classes here. Starting on Friday, really, we will all be working from home. And I wanted to share my schedule for the green class again. So everything is going to be kept in Google Classroom, okay? So if you go in there, you're going to see a few things, but up at the top, you're going to see the schedule. In the morning, I'm going to be on Google Meet with students who would like to join me for the green class from 8:20 to 8:50. That's 30 minutes. I'll be live on Google Meet. And to join me, you just click on the link right here. You can also see the link up above right here. It's all the same link. You can copy and paste this into the address bar up here to get into the Google Meet. The other time we'll meet is from 2 to 2:30 in the afternoon. And my office hours, if you have questions, maybe you just want to watch the video from the morning and then you have a question. If you have a question, come see me at 3:30, between 3:30 and 4. I'll do my best to answer your questions. Maybe you have a question about your grade, whatever. Come say hi, and I'll help you. And that's kind of how the schedule is going to work. We're going to do everything else the same. We'll have Google Meet lessons Monday through Thursday at these times. On Friday, of course, there is no official lesson on Friday. Okay? I'm going to keep everything the same in class work, except one thing. I had some students this morning that told me it's confusing for them when I post the lesson and the quiz before I have the video done. Some of them went in and took the quiz before we had the lesson, and they said that they wish they had waited or had known to wait until after the lesson. So what I'm going to start doing is I will post the independent study practice stuff at 8 o'clock. That'll be the same. But then I'm going to wait to post the lesson with the quiz until I have it uploaded, the video uploaded. That way, students don't get confused. They don't take the quiz and maybe get a bad score. It'll be less confusing, okay? So don't worry, if you don't see that, you're not going to see the lesson and quiz until probably early afternoon, okay? Don't worry, it's coming. Okay. Everything else is pretty much the same. Let's jump into today's lesson. All right, I need to share my screen so you can see it on Google Meet. What's the question? So you and I, we'll do the lesson in class. Yeah, we'll do it up here. I'm just doing it so that anyone watching the video can see it on here as well. And I'm just trying to get used to it, practicing here a little bit. All right. Let's jump in here and take a look. So today's lesson is a review from Unit 3 of Lesson C and Lesson B. Okay? So we're going to first of all start off by reviewing Lesson C from Unit 3. Here we go. I can use blank of degree. Blank and blank with adjectives. Do you remember what the two words were that we used in Lesson C? It was two and enough. Two and enough. We call these adverbs of degree. So let's go take a look. All right. So, if you remember, more than what is wanted or needed, and it's usually a negative thing. So what is that? What do we use to usually show a negative thing? Do we use two or enough plus an adjective? Do you remember? It's two. Yeah, so for example, if I say he is too short to reach the ceiling, that's negative. So in general, when I put too plus an adjective, too tall, too short, too expensive, it's a negative thing. Okay? It means more than what I want or need, or less than I want or need. And it's usually negative. So too plus an adjective, more than what I want or need, or too little of what I want or need, negative. All right, an adjective, you can see it right here. An adjective plus enough means exactly what I need. So if I say something like, is that ladder going to work for you? Yeah, it's tall enough. Tall enough. So that means it's exactly what I need. Okay? And that's generally, that's how we use it. When you say anything plus enough, it means it's good. You're okay. It's great. So he's tall enough. He's big enough. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Also, well, hey, how are you? Can I help you? So we're talking about the last one here. Less than what you need or want. That would be not plus an adjective plus enough. So I would say something like, I am not tall enough to reach the light. Yeah, and that means less than what I need. Okay. We're going to look at a few examples here. All right. Let's practice. So look at the picture. Yeah, he looks like he's about to die, right? So what would we say here? He is cold enough, too cold, or not cold enough? Yep. And again, too plus an adjective has kind of a negative idea, right? And he's about to die. Too cold is the right answer. How about this one? This snail is too fast, fast enough, not fast enough. Good. How about this one? Too plus an adjective. She is too small, too young to drive. Good. You could also use enough. You could say this girl is not old enough to drive. Yeah. So you could do either one. Too young, not old enough. Yep. This is funny. It is, yeah, what did you say? Isn't that funny? Yeah. So, yeah, what would you say there? It is, yeah. Negative, right? In this case, it's negative. His corn popped. Yep, it is too hot outside. Oh boy, here's another one. Well, so this is snow on the ground. Is it blank to wear a swimsuit outside? Is it well, you could say, is it too cold to wear a swimsuit outside? You could also use enough. What could I say? Is it well? You could say too. Is it too cold? Or just say too cold. Is it too cold to wear a swimsuit outside? You could also do the flip of that. Is it warm enough? Yeah. Is it warm enough to wear a swimsuit outside? Same idea. Yep. The answer would be, of course, no, it's not. It's not warm enough. Yeah. Do you want me to write that up here? Type it so you can see it? Yeah, let me type it up here. Hold on. All right, so what you can say this two different ways. Is it too cold to wear a swimsuit outside? You can also say, is it too, no, you can't say that. I'm sorry. Is it too cold to wear a, oh yeah, you can, because a swimsuit you wear in warm weather. Okay. You could also say, is it warm enough to wear a swimsuit outside? So you could use either one. Okay? The answer would be, if I asked you, is it too cold to wear a swimsuit outside? You would say, yes, it is. If I asked you, is it warm enough to wear a swimsuit outside? I would say, no, it isn't. You see that? Okay. All right, so that was the review of Lesson C. All right, so you're going to go in today and take a quiz, and it's going to give you sentences, and it's going to ask you to pick the right choice. Should I use enough, or should I use too? Okay? So you just have to read the sentence and decide which one fits when you take the quiz. Now we're going to go back in and do a review of Lesson D. Lesson D was all about reading and finding the main idea and the topic sentence, and also supporting details. So let's go in and just do a quick review on how to do that. What have you learned? What is the difference between a topic and a main idea? Do you remember the difference, Erica? Yeah, so if you remember, one of them is just a word or a phrase, and one of them is a sentence. So the topic is a word or a phrase in a paragraph, okay? The main idea is a sentence that includes the topic and the main idea. So let's take a look. A topic is stated in a word or phrase. A main idea includes the topic and the main point and is stated in a sentence. What is a topic sentence? Well, Let's take a look. The topic sentence contains the main idea. The topic sentence is, and then you've got to decide. I'm going to give you three choices, okay? The topic sentence is the first sentence in a paragraph, the last sentence in a paragraph, or in the middle of a paragraph. Which one of those do you think is true? You remember? Well, so you're right. Matter of fact, all of these could be correct. So the most common, like you said, the most common is the first sentence. Okay? Finding it in the last sentence of the paragraph is really unusual. To find it in the middle of the paragraph is rare. Like it hardly ever happens. Okay? What have you learned? What is the difference between an implied and explicit main idea? If you remember, we talked quite a bit about that. Here's the difference. An implied main idea is only suggested. It is not clearly stated in one sentence. To figure out an implied main idea, we must look at the supporting details. You have to figure it out yourself. Okay? Take a look at the picture. What does the cartoon imply about the newly married couple whose car has broken down? So when you look at this carefully, what does it tell you or imply about what happened? Yeah, yeah. There's a flat tire. Yep. It didn't say it, but you can see it. Okay, good. So again, implied means it's indirect. Explicit, direct. So implicit, implied, indirect. Explicit, direct. So, what are some things you can do to find the main idea? Well, let's review for a second. Finding the main idea. First of all, find the topic. What or who is the text about? Okay? And that's usually a word used more than once in the paragraph. What does the author want you to know about the topic? If you can answer that question, that's the main idea. So find the topic and ask yourself, what does the person writing want me to know about that topic? If you can find that, that's your main idea. Oh, let me go back. Is the main idea implied or explicit? Explicit's direct. If it's explicit, identify the topic sentence which contains the main idea. Number 4, do the details support the main idea you choose? So when you look at the rest of the sentences around it, they should all support that main idea. Okay? And if that's true, you can be pretty certain you have the right main idea. All right, let's read this. Dr. Jane Goodall is the world's leading expert on chimpanzees. Most of her life has been spent living with the chimpanzees of Gombe National Park in Tanzania. For 40 years, she has observed and documented the chimp's behavior. Before her work, no one knew that chimpanzees make tools and eat meat, just like humans. Goodall is still in Gombe today, continuing her research. All right. What is the paragraph generally about? What is the topic? Yeah, good. That's the topic. What do you think the main idea is? What does the writer want you to know about this topic? You got it. There's your main idea and your topic sentence right there. And you can look at everything else underneath, and it's supporting the idea that she's an expert in the field, right? In this sentence, she spent her whole life, or I'm sorry, yeah. How long? Yeah. She's done a lot of research. She figured out a lot of things, and she's still there today. That means she's an expert. All right, here's another one. Let's practice again. Let's read it. Different cultures have very different ideas about dating. Dating is usually a group event in Europe, where it's not uncommon to have as many as 30 teens going to a movie together. In Japan and Korea, most teens spend their time studying. Their dating doesn't usually begin until college. It is against the law to date in Iran. Teens are separated until they reach marrying age, when their parents introduce them to each other. Can you tell me what the topic is? What's the one word that keeps coming up? Good. That's the topic. Yep. And then the main idea is right here. Yep. Here's another one. Jeans have a long history, unlike most fashion fads, which tend to disappear quickly. The fabric was developed in Europe in the 16th century. By the 18th century, it was being produced in the United States. Jeans really caught on in the 1930s when people wanted to imitate their favorite cowboy movie stars. In the 1950s, they became a symbol of teen rebellion. Today, people of all ages enjoy wearing jeans. What do you think the topic is? So what is the one word that you think it's about? Good. So, yeah, you're hitting the main idea, but jeans is the topic. And then you're right, having a long history, unlike many fashion fads, which tends to disappear quickly, that's your main idea. It's more specifically what does the author want to tell you about jeans? And he's talking about how the history of jeans, right, and how it's changed, the fad. Well, no, jeans is the topic. Yep. Jeans is the topic. The main idea is the sentence that's underlined. And it is the main idea because it's telling you what the author is going to say about jeans specifically. Okay. Here's a little bit more practice. Let's read this one, and then we've got to decide which one of these is the main idea. Okay? So take a minute. I'll let you read it. Tell me when you want to decide, okay? Good. That's correct. That's right. You got it right. Good job. All right, here's another one. Take a second, read it, and see if you can pick the main idea. Got it right again. Got it right again. The potato chip was an invention that accidentally happened. Good. All right, now, what is the topic of this paragraph? So read this paragraph and see if it's A, school worksheets, B, books, C, teaching tools, or D, crowd control devices. All right, let me go back a second. For people wondering, watching the video, the answer to this, again, it's implicit. It's not stated directly. You kind of have to read and look at it and make a judgment on what the main idea is. In this portion, it talks about how teachers just used it as a way to crowd control, right? But it wasn't very effective. In this section of the paragraph, it talks about how students just felt like they were getting overworked, and they ended up hating reading, really. So the answer is B. Reading is one of the most difficult skills for teachers to teach and students to learn. All right, well, let's try one more. Find the topic. What do you think the topic is here? what, what's the topic? What do you think the topic is? Yeah, I think it's all about shopping, right? And then the main idea. Yeah. Do you see the sentence circle it here to make it easier to see? Of course, the main idea is right here. You say it's this phrase, but shopping. There's your topic. Okay. The main idea is right here. It's this whole sentence. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, they keep talking about how men are faster than women in a store. That's right. That's right. That takes time. What's that? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. It just goes crazy sometimes. Whoa. Okay. Time to talk, Erica. All right. I want to see one thing real quick. Okay. All right. So the learning objectives, learn how text is organized, its topics, main idea, and supporting ideas. Understand the difference between a topic, one word or phrase, and a main idea, which is a sentence. Be able to identify the topic sentence in a paragraph. Distinguish the difference between a stated and an implied main idea. Determine the main idea when it is implied, not stated. So those are all things we've practiced. And now what I want you to do is go back into Google Classroom and take your quizzes for today, okay? The first one is over. Let's open it up. Two and enough, okay? So you got to decide, do I put two in here or do I put enough in here? And you just type your answer right here. So just type two or enough, depending on what you think. And that's true of all of these, okay? So just read it, and you're using the word in parentheses, okay? Just go through and answer those, two or enough, hit submit. The other quiz is all about reading. So you're going to come in here. You're going to read a paragraph, and then you're going to decide what the main idea is. Okay, so you just read it and then pick the main idea. What's the main idea of this passage? Again, you just read it, pick the main idea, same thing. So be careful on this one. It's a little different. It says, what is the topic of this text? Number one. Number two, what is the main idea of this paragraph? Number three, what is one supporting detail? Write the three answers below. So you're just going to come down here and put number one, put the topic. Remember, it's just a word or a phrase. Type it in. Number two, the main idea. Put the whole sentence that you think is the main idea. And then number three, just put one supporting detail, okay, that you see. And then finally, well, that's it. 1, 2, and 3. That's worth 6 points, okay? Do you have any questions? No. Okay. Well, I'll let you get busy. Oh, hey, one other thing, if you don't mind. I did this morning. The question, let me go back to the group so people watching the video can see. The question is, what is your favorite holiday? Okay, that's the question for the video today. So there you go, everybody. What is your favorite holiday? Again, you don't have to pick Christmas or Thanksgiving. Those are the two holidays coming up. Once you have an answer, jump over here to the classroom and go in the stream. And every day I'm going to post a question, okay? In the stream, it's question 1118. I already got a bunch of comments from other students. I'd love to hear from you, Erica, anybody else watching. Just come under here and add your favorite holiday, okay? All right. Thank you for watching.